Select Hotels, there's an option that fits. Marriott Bonvoy, where game day checks in. We are Unsportsmanlike here on ESPN Radio. So the San Antonio Spurs have won 18 of 20 games. Okay? Ooh. They've won 18 of their last 20. They've won 6 in a row. They're 9-1 in their last 10. And they've picked up no ground in the Western Conference because the Oklahoma City
12
Thunder
straight.
have won 12 straight, including last night. Jared McCain and the crew beat the Sixers in Philly. Yep, I said it that way. But Wemby...
Great trade by Daryl Morey.
Yeah, no, he sold high. Yeah, really sold high there as Jared McCain is helping the champs get better.
I'm pretty good at the winning thing.
Do you just not do a deal when Sam Presti calls you on your phone?
Yep.
You just say, you know what, I'm not doing it.
Yep.
Whatever the deal is, I don't want any parts of it because I know you're going to win.
You're going to swindle me.
I know you're going to best me in this deal, so I'm just not going to do the deal.
For sure. You make the deal, you hang up, you're like, wait a minute. What just happened?
Exactly.
When he asks for one of your players, if your player is not being used a ton, you say to your coach, why are you doing this incorrectly? Just assume that upon arrival. So last night, the Spurs beat the Miami Heat, who aren't very good right now, 136-111. The Spurs are 54-18. Wemby played 26 minutes, had 26 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks, 4 assists, and he's amazing. But what he did after the game was something that we don't normally see. Here is Victor Wembanyama making his case for the Most Valuable Player award.
There is a debate, that should be, even though I think I should lead the race. And I'm trying to make sure that until the end of the season, there's no debate anymore. 3 arguments. My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game and that it is undervalued so far in the MVP race because I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season and we dominated them 3 times with their real team and 4 times with more rotation players. And my third argument would be that offense impact is not just points.
We complain so often in sports, as sports fans, as media members, about the things we don't like in sports. He is everything that we ask our athletes to be. He is the most likable athlete in sports today. We ask them to play hard every minute of every game they play. Check. We ask them to care about every aspect of every part of the game. Check. We ask them to have a confidence without insulting others and support your team and bring your teammates up with you and respect your coaching. Check. This guy does every single thing we ask our athletes to do. We need to consistently praise him because we complain constantly about load management. We complain about guys not playing defense. We complain about complaining to the officials like Luka. He does everything you want your athlete to do. He is as close to perfect as there is in sports today, and we should be praising him nonstop.
He's ridiculous. Complimentary. He is as close to perfect as we've seen from a modern day athlete, and he's so dominant. He is so good at basketball in a body that you don't expect to move like that.
Yeah.
He is as much as must-see TV as we have in sports today. I would say he and Ohtani. Those are the 2. I can't miss it when he's playing. I feel like Kendrick Perkins. I want to pay to get into an arena to see him play live. That's what Iman Shumpert shared with us yesterday, that Kendrick Perkins was telling him, I want to pay to go see Wemby. I feel the exact same way. He's box office. And I said he was dominant. Let's look at the numbers. He's averaging 24.3 points, 11.2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 block shots. Only 6 players have finished a season with these numbers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did it 5 times. Akeem Olajuwon did it twice. Shaq, Patrick Ewing, and David Robinson did it once. The only other person on that list, Wemby. He did it last season, only 46 games. He's incredible. And his argument is a sound one. To Evan's point, we complain all the time about guys not playing defense. We don't talk about that with Wemby. A lot of the things that he does that impacts the game, there's nuance there. He's incredibly dominant. If we're actually talking about value, if that V and MVP is heightened and we're talking about value, Wemby has made his case as far as I'm concerned.
He has the most dominant aspect to his game that anybody has in the entire league. He's more dominant on the defensive side of the court than anybody else in the league is at any other facet of the game. So for as great as Shea has been, and what is it, 129 straight games of scoring 20 points or more, as great as he's been, Shea is not as dominant in terms of what he does on the offensive side of the ball as Wemby is as dominant in what he does on the defensive side of the ball. Davis Dennis Jr., who is a friend of the show, comes in, guest hosts every single week. He says that you got to invent a new stat when it comes to Wemby. The hell no.
Yep.
Because players will come in the lane and they'll see Victor Wembanyama and they're like, hell no, I'm not taking that shot, and they'll pass it up.
Hell no.
It's incredible in terms of what he does and how he changes the math for a team on the defensive end. And then he has a similar impact on the offensive side of the court because there's a gravity that comes with Victor Wembanyama. Anytime he gets remotely close to the paint, you have to account for him with multiple bodies. That creates opportunities for other guys to get open shots. That's why he adeptly pointed out that you can have an impact on the offensive side of the court without putting up any kind of stat. And so I think we have to put some respect on Victor Wembanyama's name when we have this conversation about MVP, because it can't just be by the numbers. You got to actually watch the games, and this dude is absolutely special. But if you want to boil it down to the numbers, here's a couple of them that are impressive. The Spurs have only lost 2 games since February 1st. 2. They've won 22 of their 24, the last 24 games. It's the best mark in the NBA. All right, Victor Wembanyama, he's had 37 games with 20 points and 5 blocks. That's tied with Shaq for the most for a player age 22 or younger since blocks became an official statistic. He's 4th. His 4th game last night, 25 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks. That's tied for the most for any player since Tim Duncan since 2001, 2002.
Good
Tim
company.
Duncan had 5. You know what else Tim Duncan got in 2001, 2002? An MVP. So I'm just saying, Victor Wembanyama, he has the numbers, but when you watch his impact on the game, it's beyond the statistics. And I think that's why he has a really strong case to win MVP. And I said before the season even started, if this dude is awards eligible, if he meets the 65-game minimum in terms of the criteria to qualify for postseason accolades, then he's going to be the MVP. And it will be that way from henceforth, because we are on the verge of this being Wemby's world, Wemby's NBA, and everybody else living in it.
And boy, is he the right player on the right team. It just fits.
Yeah.
Just makes all the sense
I
in the
mean, he
world.
can make his argument in English, he can make his argument in French, and all the other different languages this dude can speak.
He is the solution to the problem. We talk about so many, this guy doesn't do this, this gal doesn't do that. He does it all. He's the solution
Yeah,
to the problem.
he's a problem.
And you love the confidence, too. I love that piece of it. I love him saying, I'm going to close the case. I love him advocating for himself like that.
But he's so good, it doesn't even come off as arrogant. It's just, it's very matter
factual.
It's very matter of fact.
It's not arrogant. It's confidence, because he's got it like that, and he knows it.
When will Nuno turn on him? That's just my prediction.
When will we have to have a conversation about Wemby?
I'm just thinking about that. Keep that
Nuno?
in the back pocket. We'll think about that. Coming up, we have CC's Power Rankings, but first, Smalls has this from H&R Block.
You guys,